happy Halloween. I brought some dishes in Korea made out of pumpkin. hobakjuk is this hobakjuk pumpkin jelly. Hey guys, happy Halloween. Do you also see the costumes, pumpkins, and decorations everywhere you go? Well, here in Korea, Halloween is still something quite new. It only became popular in the 1990s through English academies, cafes, and parties in places like Itaewon and Hongdae. But have you ever wondered how Halloween began? It came from a Celtic festival called Samhain, and it's when people believed that the line between living and the dead were blurred on October 31st. Then later, it merged with Christian traditions like All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, days to celebrate the saint and the dead. And that became the All Hallows Eve, which eventually became Halloween. And in here, we don't really do pumpkin carvings or a lot of decorations. So in order to celebrate Halloween, I brought some dishes in Korea made out of pumpkin. So first, the most classic hobak dish in Korea is this hobakjuk or hobak porridge. Hobak, which is a pumpkin. And it's made with fully ripened pumpkin, so when it's soft, sweet, and perfectly cold. And when you boil that pumpkin, mash it, and mix it with sticky rice, and sometimes with bean, not my favorite, then it turns into this thick porridge that's been loved by centuries. And compared to like the pumpkin soups in other countries, it's more thick, and since usually pumpkin soups you add either milk or cream, it's a lot more light and milky. This is only like that natural sweetness from the pumpkin, and because of the rice, it's quite fulfilling. When you smell it too, you just smell this plain old pumpkin. Now this one, it's not even that sweet, it's like more salty, and I guess that's because we usually eat it as a meal instead of like an appetizer like other soups. So I think they try to minimize the sweetness and bring that saltiness just to keep your appetite going on. And sometimes you can also see the big rice cakes inside the porridge, and that's what I usually like instead of these like small rice, because it's got more texture. It's like a bit chewy like mochi, and that really goes well with the mildly sweet soup. And historically, it was a healing food for the sick or the elderly, and we also ate it in the winter solstice alongside with the red bean porridge as a means of keeping the bad luck away. And moving on, next we have this pumpkin jelly. Before I try it, I must let you know that so in Korean pronunciation, this is jelly, not jelly, so it's like missing the L sound. And anything with the jelly is like usually bad. So if you go to a Korean traditional market when you visit Korea and see these jelly looking things, I would say you should give it a try before buying it, because high chances are they're really bad. And also, they don't really look like the jellies we usually know of. They're like usually in this either rectangular or cube shaped, and the texture also is like, I want to say somewhere between pudding and like the hard chewy jelly we know of. And all the jelly like kind of have like this marketing concept of bringing like nostalgic memory and that taste from the past, but I guess it's bad because it wasn't made in the past. They didn't have the advanced technology and they didn't have the experience of making jelly. This is like the first form of Korean jelly, so I guess that would be an excuse of this whole jelly thing being bad. And lastly, I have this hobakjuk. Shike I mentioned and ate it when I was eating the rice cake, and this is one variation of a shike where you just add hobak into it. And there are a lot of like, I guess, more desserts than like the actual food, because I guess they want to bring out that sweetness from the pumpkin. And besides these three, there are a lot more other Korean foods that are made out of pumpkin. And top of my head, I can think of hobakjuk. It's like a Korean style of caramel. There was one more that just hit my mind. Oh, hobak pancake. So like this chon thing that you make out of those ripened hobak, and you would, I think, boil it and get the inside out and make a batter out of it and then grill it on a pan. And what's funny is that pumpkin was introduced in Korea through a war. So there was a war between China and Korea in the 1590s, and it's called Imjin War. And I heard pumpkin was introduced to Korea through that war, and when it was first introduced, I heard only the monks ate it, so they called it the veggies of the monks. And later on, pumpkin spread countrywide, and especially because we harvest pumpkin around this season, like late October to early November, it was a good food to rely on and go through the winter. Anyway, that was a story about how pumpkin was introduced to Korea, and now I'll just try this pumpkin shike. No, shike, you can just think of it as like a rice punch. And unlike the classic one, it's like more honey-based sweetness. This is like obviously a little more natural sweetness into it. And I think if you mix it up, there's gonna be rice as well. Yeah. Oh, oops. I guess it was just because I didn't mix it up. I do have the sweetness from the honey, like the classic version. But it does end with that pumpkin taste. So today we went over 3 kinds of pumpkin dishes in Korea. The porridge is more comforting. This, I would say, is perfect for trick-or-treat. It's like easy to give out one by one, and I think it's very similar to like those candy corns. Like it's just you eat it because it's there, but it's not really good. Finally, the shike, which is the perfect refreshing dessert. If you're looking for some other way to celebrate Halloween this year, I would recommend you either this pumpkin soup or the pumpkin pancake, and have a very warm and peaceful Halloween. Thank you and happy Halloween!